Hi guys, welcome to Tamra's Tarot Variety. Tonight we have a very special guest. She's been with me. She just popped in. She's wearing her, sorry, let me introduce her. Oh my goodness. So, we have a very special guest tonight, Miss Marilyn Monroe. Yay! She's bowing. She's already done an outfit change. Oh, she's so funny. So she came in wearing that white dress she wore when she stood over the subway grate. And now she's like trying to look cool. She's like, I am cool. She put like a dark jean jacket over it, and she has a cigarette. She's like, I'm being dramatic. She is so awesome. I love you, Marilyn. She's been with me, you know, guys, I always say a couple of weeks, but she's laughing at me. I'm not good with time. Everything to me is a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's been a while. I actually don't know. It's been a slow progression of getting to know her. And I knew she was next for my reading, but I've interviewed her and talked to her so many times just to get everything right. And oh guys, we've been through a hard time because there was interference because of the subject matter. So we're gonna get into that. So the way that I've been reading for celebrities is I've been trying to, you know, trying to be considerate of people just surfing the net, surfing YouTube for these types of videos, searching for truth, and that's awesome. But Marilyn wants me to do it her way. Marilyn was very mysterious, and she told me not to just spill the beans right away. She has a lot to say, and a lot of messages, and she's saying that if you really are a fan of hers and you really do care about what happened to her, that you'll listen to her messages, because you know, it takes a lot of effort for them to come through, and there's a lot of protection that has been done. a lot. She's saying you can tell them, yes. So Jesus has helped. Archangel Michael has had to protect. I wanted her to come through last night. I wasn't able to do it. It's been like spiritual warfare, okay? All right, okay. That's enough about that. I don't want to taint this reading. So Miss, and she's smiling, so beautiful. Miss Marilyn Monroe, and I'm wearing like this black t-shirt. She's laughing at me, but yeah, she knows that I'm comfortable, and we discussed it. I was going to get dressed up, but yeah, I'm just very comfortable this way, and it's helping me. So anyway, Miss Marilyn Monroe, she was born June 1st, 1926 in Los Angeles, and she passed August 4th, 1962 in Brentwood, which just gave me a message for, we all know a famous person who passed in Brentwood. I think she wants to come through at some point. Anyway, so Marilyn is a tall white. For those of you who are into galactic beings, labels, or galactic info. So, you know, they've told me that I'm Pleiadian. She's a tall white, and she has and had an orange aura. Mine's indigo. Amelia Earhart had an orange aura, and she came through. Well, Joan of Arc brought Amelia through. Amelia brought Maeve Kennedy through, who also has an orange aura. And then Maeve brought in Marilyn. So please watch the Maeve. Oh, my nose. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm just getting so much like download, so much information. Excuse me, that happens. It happens to a lot of mediums. So they've all kind of brought each other through, and Maeve Kennedy was a tall white, and Marilyn Monroe is a tall white. So we're going to be referencing Maeve Kennedy a little bit throughout this, but you can watch that video. It will help you understand this video and this dynamic with Marilyn Monroe. And she's it's a lot, guys, but she's helping me. And Marilyn was a Gemini, and I looked up her birthday just to see what astrologers say about her day, and they said that she had varied strengths, and she said yes, that was confusing. Lots of ingenuity, she said yes. Good communication, typical Gemini. And she looked at the world outwardly, and she was excited by new environments and people. So naturally, her Myers-Briggs type was ENFP, which I've recently looked at, and it's extroverted. So for those of you watching, she's recommending you take the Myers-Briggs type test. Yeah. So ENFP, she's extroverted, intuitive thinker, a feeler, and perceiver. So it's one of the happiest, hopeful MBTI types, and that's what really, it's very high energy, very high vibe, and that's what really helped her. So people who are ENFP, you're gonna have a very hard time keeping them down, and she's nodding. You know, she's saying that it's the type of person you'd put in prison, and they'd become like the preacher of prison, or they'd start the therapy group and they'd be like helping the therapist, that type. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I need some water. I got a lot of sun today. You can watch my Washington Heights video if you want. I made that today. And I needed that, Marilyn. I needed to get sun. Like, I had to raise my vibration. I wanted to do this last night, but that was not going to happen. So I took a long walk. I raised my vibration. So let's get back to this here. Just keep in mind, JFK, we'll get to that later, was also had an orange aura. Okay, so we are going to move around. I did automatic writing, so many of you know this, but for some who don't, some mediums do automatic writing. We channel spirit and then we just write down what they say while they're talking. So I usually do this after all the stats and the obvious information that people want to know, like why you watch this video. But she wants me to she's just funny, guys. She's having a great time. She wants me, she's doing like a photo shoot, like poses and laughing. Very cheeky, but like, oh my goodness, she's doing that. She was a very good model. And modeling, I've said this before to my friends who are models, I feel like modeling is one of the hardest forms of acting, and she said yes, but she loved it. Okay, so she likes to talk. She's a Gemini. I have a Gemini, my Mercury is in Gemini, which that's how I think like a Gemini. So between the two of us, guys, we've been talking. Yeah, and she said, don't rush it. If you guys, she said, this is my channel. This is her coming through. And she said, we're not going to do this in sound bites. Thank you. Okay, so let me get started with her writing. And she said, tell them what MBTI are. Okay, so I am an INFJ. She's an ENFP. We're like a match, like, she said, yeah, if I was to find a partner, the perfect, like, you know, male partner for me would be ENFP. Okay. She's so sweet. She's so kind. Like she's just been telling me so much about, she's very caring. So anyway, I'm going to get started with, go ahead. I'm going to get started with what she wrote. So what she said. She said, I like the way you eat. So many choices. Yeah, since when she passed. And that makes sense that you would like choices. She said, yeah, she's adventurous. So much knowledge. And she was referring to how much knowledge we have now of everything in the computers. She said, I love knowledge. I loved learning. And so I'm going to go back to what Spirit told me. She said, that's okay, because Spirit's been telling me some things too. So Marilyn had an IQ of 165, which is genius. That's what Spirit told me, and she's being modest. Go back to this. I loved working. I worked all the time. And if you guys want to look up her Wikipedia, it shows, oh my God, there was one year that she did 3 films. Guys, a hardworking actor, actress. And she said, you can call me actress. She doesn't take offense. So, doing 1 film a year, you're considered like a hardworking actress. She did like 1 to 3 each year, and there were some years she did 2 or 3. One year for sure I saw she did 3. She said she has no regrets about the men I loved. They were all special. They represented a part of my history, a piece of my life, a phase. She said that's how some people live. They just go for it. There was some abuse when I was younger. I knew there was better. There was a better life waiting. Like paying, she said she felt it was like paying dues. And she said, to hurt a child is the lowest, weakest thing you can do. Why was I so happy? I was free. I always wanted freedom. I never played dumb. I was always curious. Some read that as dumb. She said they're probably know-it-alls, and she was laughing. She doesn't take herself that seriously. And she said, yes, that's why people thought she was dumb too. My glasses. She said we have that in common, like fidgeting, making sure things are symmetrical. Okay. Let me see. I was curious. Some read that as dumb, and she laughed. And of course her blonde hair. So she said JFK was and is my twin flame. We both have orange auras. We are both tall whites. Tall whites love to learn. They love to use the knowledge that they've learned to help. She said, not everyone who is smart uses it to help though. Be careful. Know the difference between just an intellectual and someone who uses their smarts to help others. And that's for your own protection. Every spirit that has come through who wants me to channel them and do an interview these messages are for your protection. Okay, tall whites are cheeky, but not dark. There is dark and powerful. Look at people's actions. Oh my gosh, Marilyn, I have so many side notes. I hope I can get this all. Yes, look at people's actions. And she said, look at especially dark intellectuals oftentimes are display covert cruelty. And she said, please pay attention to that. And abuse of power. She said, I loved learning to teach. She loved the morals of stories, and that's why she liked being an actress too. She liked being a conduit and a messenger of ideas and emotions. And she, like I've said, is a sun sign Gemini, rising sign Libra, and my rising sign is Libra. It's oh wow, she's a double air, but she used that Libra rising for justice. Yeah, she said JFK and I were Geminis. We had the same vibration. Felt some for Bobby, anxious energy, forgive, faded. Will come back. Best thing I did was create my own studio. I did it! Exclamation point. Success. That was my soul's completion. Yeah, and she said again, love the internet, so much knowledge. Pray to me to learn things, especially acting. And she said, or whatever your interests are. And she said, beauty is an energy. It was her energy, guys. And she's not saying that to be cocky. She's just saying, you know, she's laughing. It's like the typical beauty on the inside, but it is an energy. And it's, you know, it's very hard to put into words. But she's saying anyone can be beautiful if they want to. What is this? Be curious. Okay, she's explaining. Be curious. That will make you beautiful. Be curious about others, about what makes them tick. Ask questions. And she said, I'm in the stars. And she said she will be back to do more. And she hasn't decided what she's going, like who she's going to come back as. And she laughed. And then she said, Gemini, like typical. And then she said, I could talk forever, exclamation point. So true, but we love it. I love it anyway. I have some side notes, and then we're gonna go back and talk about some heavy stuff. I just wanna show you the signature that I did for her. It's gonna be, yeah, backwards, but it looks, I looked it up after on Wikipedia, and it looks similar, you know, not, she said similar, it's the style. Doesn't look exactly like hers, but it's that sort of flamboyant of that era of, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s, that sort of glamorous. Oh, I got really burned. I wasn't even out that long. But so let me, like when I was writing her signature, I was like, yeah. And as I wrote this too, it was just, it had a lot of flair. That's from Office Space, flair. She's laughing. Okay, so close cigar here. I don't know. She said she loves New York. She loved New York. Yes, that was her favorite place to live. She said at that time. Love different ways. Oh, okay. So I corrected some things. Okay. Yes, okay. What happened was her love for JFK was faded. Yeah. Because he was her twin flame. Now, with Bobby, it was a false twin flame, and you can look that up. He obviously had some characteristics of JFK, and she recognized that. So, okay, her passing wasn't faded. That's what she's trying to say. Also, okay. She wants people to be aware of the twin flame dynamic, and there is such a thing as twin flames. And she's saying, guys, when you meet people, take it slowly, because there are times when you might meet someone's brother. Yes, this is what we talked about. You might meet someone's brother or even friend, and she wants people to be mature. That sometimes things, we have free will, and spirit tries to intervene, but they can only do so much. So sometimes you might go on a date with someone and you're actually meant for their brother. Or you might have the qualifications, like someone might look good on paper. And she says, really listen to your heart. And she said, if someone looks good on paper, or they have some things you like, but you're not feeling it 100%, there could be someone around them, or they could have some characteristics of the right person for you. And she said, one of the worst things that people can do is settle. It's bad for everyone involved. It's bad for you. It's bad for your partner. It's bad for the person you're supposed to be with and their future. And she said, yeah, we do have soulmates. Like, she had been with soulmates, but she said, just try to take this into consideration. And she said something with like kind people is that is a positive, and can also be a negative, is the loyalty. So it's like when you do find someone decent, you stay true and loyal, even though that person might not be the right person for you. And then you may meet the right person. And she said, loyalty is good if you're with the right person. Like, be loyal, of course. She doesn't condone being disloyal, but she condones like finding the right person. So it's very complicated, but just don't settle. Like, don't have that feeling like that you won't ever find the right person, or pressure from family, etc. So okay, so that was the original automatic writing. And then she added to that, and then we're going to go back. I am going to get to, yeah, the heavier stuff. So she had her own movie production company. And the reason she did that was she didn't like the formula that she was put into, the formula, I have it in quotes, that her movies were starting to have a formula, and she said she would be the only attractive female in the movies. They would make her overly sexual. And she said she didn't mind being sexual. That's a part of life. It was a part of the era. But especially she's making reference to this movie, Make Love, and she'd like you guys to watch it. And she said she knew that it was rushed, and yeah, it was rushed, and she said, watch that movie and, you know, ask yourself if you feel this way. That she was disappointed. This is why she started her own company. She said, we didn't get to see the play. So throughout this movie, they were rehearsing this play, but they never showed the play. And she said there should have been at least one scene where they showed the play. It was unrealistic. It was cut short. And yeah, she said they made all of the other women plain, which was unnecessary. And the man who was like her co-star, or no, she said star, the man who was the star, who was her love match, she was laughing. She said he's too old for her. But she was aware of this stuff, guys. But she had to play the game for a while, and that's part of being smart too. And she said that's the part where Spirit will forgive you. You know, it's not being evil, but sometimes you need to play the game a little bit, just to get to the other side. And she's saying now it's less, like, people are becoming aware. She said she would have been adding to that, having her own movie company. So, but even now, you might, in some circumstances, have to play the game a little bit. Okay. I had a hard time with that. But I'm an INFJ. We really struggle with that. We're very, like, about, you know, and she has like a military hat on. She's saluting me. Yeah, I've what is it? Bit my nose to spite my face so many times. Okay. Anyway, but she's telling me about a situation where I wouldn't play the game, and she said she's very proud of me. Okay. So as we go on, she wants me to list the movies that she was really proud of that she'd like you to watch. And so The Misfits, which was the first one I rewatched. No, I actually watched it for the first time. The Misfits, Some Like It Hot, The 7-Year Itch, How to Marry a Millionaire, O. Henry's Full House, Monkey Business, and All About Eve. And she wants me to go back to the she likes how I'm using all these directions, like go back to what I was saying before, because I don't naturally talk like that. Like, neither did she. Geminis, we like just flit around and we expect people to follow. But I've learned. So okay, now I've lost track. Okay, so yeah, she wants me to go back to her work schedule and understand that yes, sometimes she did take medicine to go to sleep and medicine to wake up, but it was completely necessary because she was burning the midnight oil. And unfortunately, many people in the entertainment industry and other industries do this. And she says it's terrible because if someone wants to take you out, you already have a history, your medical history, and a history of doing that. And that's what happened to her. So, moving on, she loved her tribute, the song by Elton John, Candle in the Wind. And I've been singing that all week. She loved JFK. She already told me that. Okay, now we can get on to some dark things. So guys, as many of you have suspected, she did not take herself out. She was taken out. Many people have been accused. She's just gonna tell the truth. It was Bobby, and she said she can say that now. He is passed. It was not. It was him. He paid for it. It was not the government. It was not the mob. It was not JFK. It was not the CIA. Whew, okay. I feel a little lightheaded saying that. Okay. She says she's with me here. Oh, now she's wearing a really nice, to calm me down. It's like a yellow cashmere sweater. Oh, the clothes were so cute. Then I saw some of her movies, and it's like a very feminine. It's weird how some clothes we have now, like she's wearing this very feminine white shirt, and it's like fitted really nicely without being, you know, overdone. Very nice, very classy. So as far as Bobby, she's saying he, you know, it was jealousy. They did have some pillow talk about things going on. She promised, you know, she wouldn't talk, and she wouldn't. She was very trustworthy, and she would have never said anything about things they talked about. And she said he just told himself that that wasn't really the issue. You know, he told himself that he was doing the right thing, but it was more like sibling rivalry, and just, she's saying it wasn't love. Obviously, guys, no one abuses you because they love you, or hurts you in any way. So, and JFK was a tall white. They are together now. Oh yeah, she was, yes. She was, guys, she had such a frustrating time learning how to act, and I went through the same thing. Some of these acting teachers, these acting schools, like, they want you to know what you're doing before they even teach you. And she said they just, how did she said that because she didn't march out on stage, she's like, and talk like a child actor. She's being really like, because she was curious and she's like, let me get into it. That they were just attacking her, being like, you're insecure, you're not confident. And she said that's when they were actually crossing over into, you know, like Meisner technique. Like, just for those of you who are actors, Meisner is just like using your own emotions of like, how would you react if this was really happening? And she's just rolling her eyes. She's like, yes, of course. Like, you just react as if it's happening. And many critics, but this is a positive thing throughout her career, they said, and people who worked with her said that they couldn't believe how she acted. She really acted like it was happening. And she said, yeah, she just pretended that that was happening to her. How would she act? It's very simple. And then she showed me this this time in my life. This is kind of funny, guys. It's relevant to what we're talking about. I get so frustrated when I'm at the beach and I have to use the beach bathrooms. And she's like, this is going somewhere. Okay, so guys, you have to know, so as a medium, I'm blending both of our energies together. Whew. Okay, so you guys have probably experienced this. You're at the beach, you're having a nice relaxing time, and you go into the beach bathroom and it's chaos. It always smells bad. For some reason, people are pushing and yelling, screaming. There might be a cleaner that's bothering people. So showed me the broom with the thing, and they're banging, and the doors are banging, and it smells bad, and people are screaming, and people are like, we're being dramatic, but like, if you combined all your beach bathroom experiences and the way people shuffle in and how sloppy they are and inconsiderate. And she's like, and then people go out to the beach and they're calm again. And that's acting. Everyone's an actor. Like, what, you know, this is like, I've traveled the world. She's like, this is how it is everywhere. And it's it's just, so think of that as an example of acting. Like, people are acting one way when they're on the sand, and they act a completely different way when they're in the beach bathroom. Okay. Let me see if I have anything else. She's laughing. She's already changed. No, she's wearing a pink cashmere sweater. Yes, and so she's saying that's like the hardest part to get through of acting, is like the people behind the scenes, the teachers. She said she had some really good teachers, especially here in New York. But some of the teachers, she's just saying, so many people telling you you're not good, you're insecure. And she said before she could even figure out what she was doing, people kept telling her that. Just because she was like curious about what she was doing and asking questions. Yeah, and she just wants me to end with, again, saying JFK was her twin flame and she loved him. And yeah, I think that's about it. And the movie Make Love, that is not one of her favorites. I just happened to watch that. She said she told me to, like, last night, and came to the same conclusions. Alrighty, I think that is it. She's blowing me kisses. And now when I say I can see her, I'm not clairvoyant, guys. Like, so I don't always see spirits, but as a medium, they let me see them like in my mind's eye. So if I'm looking down, I can still see. She changed her sweater to a pink cashmere sweater, and now she has like a poodle with her. She's so dramatic and fun. Oh, Marilyn. Yeah. So beautiful, guys. She's kind of like swirling, and she's saying goodbye and that she loves you all. Just please pray to her if you want to become an actor, if you want to learn something, if you want to learn about the tall whites. She said pray to her for relationship advice too, and advice on how to be like a strong, she said strong feminine energy. And she said it doesn't, you know, spirits have told me this, it doesn't mean when you come as a feminine energy, it doesn't mean to act masculine when you think you want to act strong. Like, no, it means to just be strong in your femininity. And that was actually, she said they tried to take that away from her femininity when she was a child, but she wouldn't let them. But she is grateful. She's saying she's great. She came back. She said she's grateful for the good people. The good people. JFK. For her, she's not saying he's perfect. But for her, JFK and some people who had taken care of her when she was a child, and of course her family, her mom, her sister. Yeah, she's very grateful for those people and grateful for all of her experiences. And she sends love. Sort of regrets not having a child, but that was fated. She couldn't have done that much work, or would have been, a nanny would have raised them, she's saying, and she didn't want that to happen. Okay, so she's saying, I'm gonna say goodbye. This is like the what is that, Italian goodbye? It's like you can't say goodbye. It's like from the kitchen to the car. All right, Marilyn. She said she was with me on my walk today on the Hudson. She loved New York. She's hoping we solve some of our issues. The glamour might not fully come back. Okay. I don't want to say goodbye. All right, bye, Marilyn. She's kind of fading out, like those 70s, like I Dream of Jeannie. She's going into like a gold like genie bottle. Love you, Marilyn. Thank you. Let's clap for Marilyn Monroe. Yay! I'm gonna get like a laugh track and like a clapping thing if I ever get fancy with like editing and stuff. All right, I don't know why my nose is like stuffed. All right, thanks you guys. I know that was long, but you know, it's Marilyn Monroe, and it's like, I've tried to make these videos short, and you know, I'm really trying to think of the point of that. Why, if we really want something, do we have to, you know, make it so short? Anyway, we'll see. And then again, there are some spirits who just are like beep, beep, beep. They just have a couple things to say. So anyway, I'm just gonna, from now on, do what they want to do. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in. All right, good night.